Welcome to Guyana 411. This week we take a look at the process and functions of local government and what it means to you. I am Azim Khan. Stay tuned. Local government elections is scheduled for March 18, 2016. Here is what you need to know about the functions of local government organs and the process of local government elections.
Local government is the system of managing and developing your community under the leadership of persons you choose from within your community. The leaders chosen by the people to manage their communities are called councillors. These councillors are elected in a local government election. The body of councillors is called the council. The local government organs are made up of towns commonly known as municipalities and the neighborhood democratic councils, NDCs, formerly known as village councils. There are currently 62 NDCs and 6 towns. 3 others are gazetted to become towns shortly. Each municipality or NDC is subdivided into a given number of constituencies. A constituency is an area which is specifically demarcated and is a distinct part of a town or village. There are currently 580 constituencies. A person living in any constituency is a constituent. The councils are composed of 2 elements: an elected council headed by a chairperson in the case of the NDC and a mayor in the case of the town. In the case of the municipalities, mayors are chosen from among the number of elected councillors on an annual basis. Persons do not directly vote for a mayor. NDC chairs and co-chairs will also be chosen from among the newly elected councillors. Local government allows citizens to participate in the decision-making process at the community or grassroots level. Councils can identify the needs of the citizens and deliver services in a more efficient manner. Local government is responsible for identifying and implementing needed projects such as buildings and maintaining roads, bridges, playgrounds, parks, sanitary landfills, and other public property. It is also responsible for garbage collection, cleaning of drains and parapets, provision of healthcare services and education, improving the environment, promoting tourism, sports, and other services which will improve the quality of life of citizens in the given community. Let us look at how local government elections are different from general elections. Matters of national interest, such as protecting the country's borders, overseeing national security, and formulating foreign policy, are the responsibility of central government. On the other hand, local government is located within the community and is better able to know exactly what is needed by the neighborhood and empowered to effectively satisfy those needs. By voting or being a candidate in local government elections, you will have the opportunity to choose who will make decisions that directly affect you and your community. If you do not participate, other people will choose your community representatives and you will have no voice in the decision-making process. It is therefore important for you to take part, to participate. Local government is about handing power to the people to manage their community affairs in a transparent and accountable manner.
Key amendments were made to the Local Government Act to end its 19-year absence. Now that the elections will be held, local authorities will be empowered to execute their duties.
New life was breathed into local government with the enactment of the Local Government Amendment Act No. 5 of 2015. The adjustment put an end to the micromanaging of neighborhood democratic councils (NDCs) by central government, giving them the much-needed legal footing to execute their duties without interference.
It would mean that we would engender, we would remove, as I said, the only obstacle remaining to the empowerment of the people. An empowerment which is so relevant in terms of social cohesion Because the whole idea about local government and empowering people in the communities in which they live, giving them greater autonomy, was to ensure of greater cohesiveness at the level of local government. Where, for example, in an NDC, you don't have, you do away with all the racial tensions, for example, and you bring the best talent available in the community or in the village to the service of the people. And so you could have a retired engineer, you could have a retired accountant giving service in a community or in a village council. That was the whole idea of enhancing local government and local government reform, to bring people closer together. And that's one of the provisions in the Constitution, to engender social cohesiveness at the local level. And we believe that that would remove all that tension at the national level whenever election comes around every 5 years or so.
The legislation empowers the NDCs to exercise a number of measures in carrying out their duties. These measures include the establishment and maintenance of a constabulary and the imposition of realistic fines for waste disposal breaches. The NDCs, after consulting with the minister, can remove the blockage in the waterways of community drains and add any expenditure incurred to the proprietor of the property.
The passage of this bill will pave the way for the rebirth and the renewal of local democracy in our country. It will enable the administration to set about the task to repair the broken system that we have inherited. Mr. Speaker, the management and maintenance of communities, it's not the direct responsibility of the central government, but rather of local government. This is what our Constitution provides, Mr. Speaker. In this regard, Article 12, 71(1), 74(1), and Article 74(3) of the Constitution is unambiguous. Those articles, Mr. Speaker, they are pellucid. Mr. Speaker, our communities require constant care and attention. Care and attention which it cannot receive from a ministry, but rather which is the responsibility of 71 councils and of 585 directly elected constituency representatives. Mr. Speaker, this is what local government elections will allow for. And I venture to say that no one should interfere any longer with this process.
Local representatives elected by citizens will play a critical role in ensuring the towns, municipalities, and villages have better management and more accountability and autonomy in local affairs. With new life breathed into local government, it is expected that the new system will provide for more effective maintenance of community roads, streets, streetlights, drainage canals, playgrounds, and the solid waste management at the community level.
Government's obligation to its citizens for developing, empowering, and modernizing their communities will now be implemented faster after the March 18, 2016 local government elections.
It is the belief of this administration that this process of decentralizing government will allow for quicker development of the communities within the 71 local government areas. Minister of Communities Ronald Balkan had stated that the community's development is in crisis. He blames this on the breakdown of the local government system. The minister said the local government elections will aid in relieving the suffering of residents.
The daily management of our communities and that care and attention that I refer to, it's a responsibility of local authorities, of local councils, or in the terminology of our Constitution, of local democratic organs. The democratic, of course, in the name of our organs, clearly states that these organs have to come into being via a democratic process. It is that democratic element of our local government organs that have been missing for the last 8 years, because, as you are aware, local government elections were last held some 2 decades ago, and they were last due some 18 years ago.
Government's efforts are directed towards the democratic renewal of these councils to facilitate their effective functioning to address the concerns of the citizens.
Local government elections will be held on March 18, 2016, signals stage 1 in that process of renewing, rebuilding, and repairing our system of local government, which is currently dysfunctional and which is literally collapsed. It is the collapse of that system of local government that is directly responsible for the crisis conditions in our communities.
The minister has committed to personally working with the various local government organs to solve the problems faced by residents in the communities across the country. Local government elections were last held in Guyana in 1994.
A nonpartisan body will provide support to the new local government organs following the March 18 elections.
The new Local Government Commission, which will take office at the same time as the councillors, will provide oversight and support to new councillors who may have enthusiasm but lack experience in the day-to-day management of local government organs.
It is expected that the Local Government Commission will be operational at about the time when the elections are held. And under the responsibilities that will devolve upon that commission under the legislation is that it will be responsible for regulation and staffing issues.
The establishment of the commission was identified as part of the local government reform process, which started in 1997. The general intent is to take politics out of the management of the local government system by creating an autonomous constitutional body of representatives that will have day-to-day oversight over the councils.
There is a short list of persons who have been identified, a pool to people this commission, and under the legislation, 4 persons will be appointed by the president, and 1 person will be appointed, will come from organs, local government unions representing local government organs, and then 3 persons rather, will be selected or nominated by the main opposition party or the leader of the opposition.
As the commission becomes operationalized, the relationship between the central and local government organs is expected to change.
The minister, as well as the Ministry of Communities, which ultimately has responsibility for the overall guidance and management of our local democratic organs, will continue to exercise guidance and an oversight role, but that in keeping with the strategic philosophy of this administration, where its interventions and its actions are not expected to be in the form of interference, where that those conditions that obtained previously, where the presence of the central government was dominant, which sought to dominate and dictate the actions of our respective local government organs, that state of affairs will be removed and will be replaced by a framework of cooperation and collaboration where the hand of support will be offered to our respective councils and where they will be allowed to exercise the independence and the autonomy that is granted to those organs under our Constitution.
The Commission will be responsible for regulation and staffing. Additionally, it will oversee, monitor, investigate, and examine the actions of the councils.
Citizens were asked their views on how much and what they know about local government elections. In this next feature, we hear how much people really know about the local government elections. With local government elections due March 18, 2016, public information campaigns have been launched by the Guyana Elections Commission. The question of how effective these campaigns are in increasing public awareness remains to be seen. We spoke to several persons in Georgetown about their knowledge of the soon-to-be-held elections.
God let people come around and talk more to you concerning it. Because a lot of people don't know what really going on. They're thinking is that it's just like thing in a mayor or so. And there's not all the purpose about it. People got to come around and talk to you more. Let them know what's going on.
Just like when they had election, when they used to come into the community, they can do that on a community-wise basis, sensitizing people about what really is a local government election and what it is all about. All right? I think much, much more can be done. Because you ask people, lots of people on the street, they don't really know. They know that they're going to vote UPNU, they're going to vote AFC again. But to say who they're representing in their community and so, they don't really know. So I think community-wise, more should be done.
Because people don't understand what's going on. They need to do more and they need to, what must I say, go wrong, letting people know. Because it's Emily Mara Springs, and most people don't know what local government election, which means what the purpose of the ballot is for, so forth. So they need more education about it.
I don't really know nothing about local government election. You need people like come around and from like house to house and then like you what you have to do local government election because I don't know nothing much about it.
The media need to expose it out a little more by people who know about local government election. Local government election have been exposed through the media yet. They're just talking that we have local government election, but plenty youths doesn't know what is local government election about. They're thinking that it's a party election, but it's not a party election. It's just for people to look after the city and different districts.
More needs to be done.
More needs to be done.
I think GCOM needs to do more targeted work. The type of work that GCOM is doing, I think it's too generic, and that these billboards and these advertisements in newspaper is not reaching the right people because sometimes the language may not be appropriate to some of the people. I think GCOM needs to partner with the political parties them and capitalize on the work they're doing by giving us some of the resources that GCOM will be using, and they maybe can help them to do more education work.
People have to be educated a little more, you know, and I think the time is short because it's the 18th of March, right? I think it's short. I don't know what they're going to do, but I hope that people get it.
From the evidences and go around, talking to people, socializing people, getting to find out what's happening, it's clearly that enough is not being done. There's a lot more to be done as relates to local government election. I don't know if it's because they haven't been working in this area for a very long time. Unfortunately, enough is not being done. And I'm afraid a lot of persons may not, as a result of this, show up at the polls.
They're not doing it. All concerns that going at people's house, telling them what the meaning, what concerning local government, which is a good idea. It's certain things that they also need to improve in Guyana. They're not doing it. They're just inviting you to the meeting and whenever it is.
The Guyana Elections Commission has stated its readiness for the long overdue local government elections, and it is urging all persons who are able to do so to go out and vote on March 18, 2016. Thanks for watching Guyana 411. Do join us again next week. Remember, you can contact us on Facebook or YouTube. Please be reminded that the local government elections is on March 18, 2016. And it is very important that you participate in this process. Your vote is your voice. I am Azim Khan. Until next week, goodbye.